Yes, Ashley, with 480 COVID cases expected today in Victoria, Sky News can reveal that a New Zealand-style lockdown is being considered for Victoria. I understand that announcement will not come today, but it is being spoken about. A federal source has confirmed this to me. That source has said to me that this would be devastating for the Victorian economy, but would benefit the rest of Australia. What we're looking at here, Ashley, is similar to what New Zealand had. We know they eliminated the virus. You'd have construction, butchers, hairdressers, everyone shutting, essentially, not just restaurants, cafes and pubs. Have a look here at what was open. This was all that was open in New Zealand. Supermarkets, food banks, pharmacies, liquor stores. Only one customer at a time could go in. Dairies, corner stores. Everything else was shut, essentially. Butchers and fruit shops. Everything. And that is what we are looking at. That's being discussed in the federal government and the Victorian government in discussions there, because the numbers, well, we can see they're just spiralling out of control despite the shutdowns that have occurred similar to the ones we saw in March, Ashley.
Yeah, Karen Gilbert, the numbers, we would have liked them to look a whole lot better by this point after a couple of weeks of lockdown. We know that Daniel Andrews doesn't want to go further. He doesn't want to bring in further restrictions. No Premier would, of course. The impact, as Andrew was saying, on the economy is devastating. We've seen that highlighted this week with the announcements yesterday on JobSeeker and JobKeeper. Tomorrow we'll be seeing the full budget update from the government there in Canberra, which is also set to be eye-watering, was the Treasurer Josh Frydenberg's words on that front today. But it looks like that is going to be the only thing Victoria can do if it does want to nip this in the bud before it gets even worse.
Yeah, and as Andrew reports, Ashley, this is going to a further step, much further than the rest of the country has done to this point. So there's no Bunnings, no Kmarts, that style of shopping. And just to go further and to explain what that New Zealand lockdown was that Andrew revealed is looming in Victoria is that Jacinda Ardern spoke about your own personal bubble, and basically that was just you had to stick to your household. That was it. If there was a person living on their own, they might be able to attach themselves to another small household, but again, that was it. There was no socialising, no engagement with other large gatherings, none of that. So that stage 4 lockdown was very, very onerous, if you recall. But as we've mentioned, it was very successful. Now, the federal government has been waiting for Daniel Andrews to move in some sort of direction, a tougher lockdown, and it looks like this number today might have pushed him further in that direction, as Andrew Clennell has reported already, that is where they're heading, that New Zealand-style lockdown, Ashley.